Hello, Karine. Thank you for joining us for the Orange County Beekeepers Association interviewing a beekeeper. Number one, we're just going to jump right in. Tell us a bit about yourself, your name, your background, and what prompted you to become involved in beekeeping.
Well, hello, Rick. I am Karine Pouliquen, and I've been a beekeeper for about, 15 years. And the way I learned, first of all, I went back to do my master's degree at the University of Minnesota in horticulture, and I had to take a lot of other classes that was not related to plants. And I love insects, so I thought I took about 6 classes of entomology. And among them, I had about 4 classes just related to honeybees. And my professor was Dr. Marla Spivak, a renowned biologist at the university. And so I started my class like this with her. I was absolutely fascinated about this little creature. And of course, it's since I love plants, I mean, it's all related. And I was actually finishing my master's degree in horticulture. And I told Marla at the time, I said, well, if I had known I would love, entomology that much, I would have done my degree in entomology. And she said, well, it's not too late. And I said, well, I'm 42 now, so no, I'm done. And we had a good relationship. I happened to go work for her for a few years after that. In the lab. We did a lot of research on honeybees and pesticides, the relationship, and we were doing a lot of research with grad students and undergrad students. And then I left for California, and I've been here about 5 years. And when I started here, I had no more children. My children are grown, and my husband was still working. And I said, well, what am I going to do with myself? And I said, well, I like to teach, and I love honeybees, and I didn't see any curriculum or anything around educational. And I said, well, I'm going to go see the master gardeners of Orange County and make a proposal to them. I would like to do a communal apiary for master gardeners, so the master gardeners could teach others in, the population around us. And I met that woman, Sharon, and she was at the time she was the director of the program. And I just explained my proposal, and she loved the idea. In 2 months, we started having a group, and at the beginning, I had 3 students, and it grew to 25 students right now, master gardeners. And in the facility, we are based in Irvine, South Coast Research and Extension Center, and we have between 8 and 12 hives usually, only for education. So those bees have to be very docile, very nice, because we open them a lot, more than usually that I would love to, but it's because I teach. When you teach, you have to open it a bit more so people can really see what's going on in there, looking at the bees, looking at what's going on. And so this is how I started my beekeeping involvement. And then I also started going to OCBA meetings. This was great. I learned that there was a lot of people around me actually that love the same thing as me. So I was like, wow, that's fun. And so I met a lot of great people, started talking to them, and finally I proposed that, well, I told them, I said, well, I can teach if you want, and this is what I can teach, and that's where I am now, helping everybody.
That's awesome. Thanks for that info. I'm going to jump around a little bit on the questions because you talked a little bit about this already. The question was, do you consider yourself your beekeeping as a career or a hobby and educational resource? You talked quite a bit about the educational piece. Is it still a hobby for you? It sounds like it's almost a career.
No, it's not a career. It's just fun. I enjoy keeping bees myself, and I absolutely love teaching. I love seeing the students when they open their hive and they look at that, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And to me, it means the world. I've done well when I see that. People are excited, they're enthusiastic about it, and and they learn. And you have the connection with the honeybees, but you also have the connection with the people, and that to me is very important in education. So
That's great. And I can see your enthusiasm when you talk about it too, which is great to see. So again, I'm jumping around. Your favorite and your least favorite aspect of beekeeping?
well, I don't have any list. I enjoyed everything. I mean, some people complain when it's so hot and you're dying in your suit, but I said to myself, this is great. I'm alive. I'm sweating. I did a good job. I'm happy to go home and rest afterwards. I'm aching, but that's okay. And I go back again. I mean, it's just something I really enjoy doing. And the favorite is really teaching people, seeing their little light in their eyes, just like, wow, this is awesome. And that's what I love about teaching.
That's great. So I mean, I can see that it sounds like you're a teacher and a beekeeper. Those come really close to the same level of importance for you, right? Because that's really the heart of a teacher, right? And making sure that you're getting that enjoyment out of other people learning.
Yes. Well, otherwise I would not be teaching if I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna truncate that question a little bit. So what's like your perfect day when you're in a hive and you walk away from that hive and you're like, oh, that was the most perfect inspection ever. What does that look like for you?
It's when everything goes smoothly like I planned. I like to plan a lot. I think when I do inspection, I go in a hive with a plan. I never go with just, oh, well, let's go check it out. I need to have an idea what I'm looking for. For instance, different season, I mean, you do different things. For instance, right now, I'm doing some mite tests. So since I am by myself right now doing everything, I pick a day and I say, okay, those two today, I'm going to inspect them thoroughly. So I am prepared for this mentally because that takes a lot of concentration. And I look at every frame, I look what's going on. I take notes and I do my inspection and I'm happy. I close everything. Nobody died. I didn't crush anything. I was not stung. Everybody's happy. And this is a great day for me.
All right, very good. So no dead bees, no stings,
Yes,
right?
yes. And that's a good day.
That's a good day. Awesome. Sounds good. So you talked a lot about educating others and teaching others about beekeeping. How about for yourself? What are your current, your primary resources for information about bees and equipment and beekeeping? How do you continue to learn yourself?
So I do believe that even if I'm educating others, I'm a curious person. So I like to always know what's going on. And since I was involved in the academia, I still have a lot of friends connected with the honeybee world. And so I receive a lot of articles, scientific articles from different sources. And I continue this that way. I speak French fluently, so I also get research from France. It's also fantastic to see what's going on somewhere else. I attend a lot of state meetings and also international conferences. I think this is fantastic to be able to see other researchers, very high caliber, especially Americans are they have a lot of money, so they have they can do a lot of research and you can talk to them. I mean, they are people. So if you're not too shy, you can ask a question or two during the sessions, and I think you learn a lot as well.
Hmm. Very good. And then I know you didn't choose this question ahead of time, but I thought it interesting because you're talking about managing several hives and probably, at least a few more than your average hobbyist, right, might have in their backyard or something. So having upwards of a dozen hives yourself, and you said it being for teaching purposes, how often are you in your hives? And then how might that be different than the hobbyist with a couple colonies in the backyard? What do you suggest for that type of inspection?
Yeah, so because I teach, so we open them almost every week, which is not good because we can see that it slows down their processes. When I was all by myself, and if I suggest something for the hobbyist who has 1 or 2 or 3 hives, I believe that an inspection, a thorough inspection, meaning you look at every frame back and forth, that should be done only every 3 weeks or so. And then the other in between, you can do a quick check. So you just open, you check it out quick, you look on top, you see, oh, everything is good. Does it smell good? Is there any fight in the front? You know, do you see anything special in the front? Sometimes you see some robbers coming. You need to be distinguishing that from, you know, just regular bees coming back and forth from foraging. So little cues that tells you, oh, everything is fine. The sound as well. If you hear that it's a big loud buzzing, well, you know there's something wrong about, you know, in your hive. There's either no queens, or they have been invaded, or there's something going on, or they have ants. So I think that you need to not only look, but you need to smell, and you need also to hear, listen, what's going on.
That's great feedback. Thank you so much. I know myself, you know, I'm still learning all the time, right?
I'm
And so
learning too.
that 3-week period, I haven't heard that, and so it's always great to hit, you know, different perspectives and hear about what different people are doing, and to look at the hive maybe more holistically too, right? It's not just a task list of going in and checking each and every frame, but having a more holistic sense of what's going on in the hive. I love that perspective. That's awesome. Well, we're coming up on our time here, so thanks again for your time today and chatting with us as a club. And I know the club is grateful to hear your perspective and get to know you a little bit more.
Well, thank you, and I enjoyed the club. It's a great club, and I hope we're going to recruit more and have them stay with us. That's most
Awesome.
important.
Very good.
And thank
Thanks.
you, Rick, for your time today.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks again, Creed.
All right, thanks.